I'll just tell you, we've been to the bottom of the oceans, we've been to ancient Greek mythology, we've been to the past and the future of Flash, into the digital world with Cyborg. We still got to go to space. So the Green Lanterns and the Green Lantern Corps will be coming to join the Justice League universe.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
Just cleaning up the timelines.
You're welcome, Canada.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. We have all kinds of Green Lantern to talk about. They just announced that they're doing a big-budget HBO Max series for the Green Lantern characters. I'm sure Ryan Reynolds has all the jokes in the world that he wants to tell right now. We know a whole bunch about what's going on with the series, so we'll break it down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We'll do a giveaway for a Green Lantern Corps ring. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your best Green Lantern theory for this new show. So starting with the important stuff first, obviously we all expected that there would be a Green Lantern Corps movie. Jeff Johns has been working on it for the past couple of years. You may have even heard about the Green Lantern deleted scenes from the first Justice League film. Remember the trailer shot where Alfred says, "Oh good, you're finally here"? That was actually supposed to be Green Lantern entering the movie, but that was when the movie was still going to be a two-parter. He's even hyping it up during that teaser. Well, it sounds like development on that has stalled, and that's why they're willing to let this go and be a TV series. The same thing is happening with the Superman character right now. They don't have big plans to do a Superman movie in the next couple of years, and that's why they're letting the CW do a brand new Superman TV show, which is kind of meant to be a successor show to Smallville. But HBO Max is the new streaming service that Warner Brothers is rolling out for all their movies, all their TV shows. They're doing the exact same thing that Marvel is doing with all the Avengers series, so you want to get people to subscribe to your service, you need to bring big A-list shows with really huge A-list characters. Green Lantern is just one of those big options. It's one of many big-budget DC TV shows that they'll do on HBO Max. It's just one of the first ones that they've announced. Right now, Marvel is spending about $150 million per each of those TV series, which works out to about $25 million per episode, but they're only doing 6 episodes of each of those miniseries. I believe the Green Lantern series is supposed to be 8 to 10 episodes, but the budget is about the same. So instead of doing a giant 2.5-hour big tentpole movie, they're doing a 10-hour movie and just putting it on HBO Max. So just like the Marvel movies, you'll see those characters cross over into the DC movies. They're just using the HBO Max series to develop some of the characters that they wouldn't normally have room for in their release schedule of films. If you didn't see it, I posted a video a little while ago where Patty Jenkins, who's just finished making Wonder Woman 1984, said what their new strategy is for the next Justice League film. It is basically everybody getting their day in the sun separately, them doing the character development, then putting them in another Justice League film. So it's still going to be a couple years before they try Justice League again, so we'll get 3 to 4 seasons with this new Green Lantern show to develop those characters before you jam them into a Justice League team-up. They didn't confirm which Green Lantern they're going to start with, whether it's going to be Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, or even Guy Gardner, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to give Guy Gardner his own super high-budget TV show. This doesn't mean that they're not doing the Green Lantern Corps movie anymore, it just means that it's not as big of a priority for them, so eventually there will be a Green Lantern movie. Just in terms of characters and story that they would start with, just like they do on the other DC TV shows, they do a version of the origin story remixed over the course of the first season. So it sounds like their intention is to do Hal Jordan with a remixed version of Emerald Dawn, which is just one of the many Hal Jordan origin stories that they've told in the comics. They did the same thing with The Flash, all the other DC TV shows. It's not going to be any different. It's coming from Greg Berlanti and his people. So the same people that make the Arrowverse shows are making the Green Lantern show. I know a lot of you were like, hey, wait a minute, isn't Greg Berlanti the guy that was responsible for the Terabad Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds so many years ago? He was actually pushed out of that movie before they finished it. They rewrote his scripts that he had come up with. So even though he was involved with the movie early on, he got pushed out pretty early. So none of what actually wound up on screen is really any of their creative. So I'm not too worried about that. And he's not going to be the showrunner either. They'll find somebody else to write it and direct it. They haven't announced any casting, but I'll talk about that in a second, and especially the release date, because everybody just wants to know, when will they start dropping episodes? Think of Season 1 as being the good version of that original Green Lantern movie, with a couple Ryan Reynolds jokes thrown in for good measure. But for all of you asking about Ryan Reynolds' cameos, I think because of his contract with Marvel for all the Deadpool MCU stuff, I don't think he himself is going to be allowed to cameo or anything like that, but they can make all the Ryan Reynolds jokes that they want. If you guys don't remember, Taika Waititi was also in Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. They just dropped a new comedy video burning both of themselves.
Really mostly here for Taika. I've been a huge fan of his for a long time, and it's super cool to finally meet him.
Yeah. I mean, ditto for me as well. I've known about Ryan for a long time, and I think we've always been trying to like meet up or connect or work together at some point, and to finally get that chance to actually be in the same thing together for the first time ever is actually
cool.
Didn't
Super
you
excited.
guys do
super
a movie
stoked for that.
together?
What?
Didn't you guys do a movie together?
Yeah, dude, I heard you guys talking about that.
I don't think so.
Not from my memory. No. This is the first time we've met. But that's the cool thing about the industry. It brings people together. We've been mutual admirers of each other for a long time from afar. And now to finally have the chance to work together for the first time ever in both of our lives is, I'm
excited.
super stoked about that.
Be in the same room.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, yeah.
Green Lantern.
You understand what we could learn from...
We can't stay here. Gotta go. What? Pilot. He wore a uniform. I think he was a soldier. Give me this. You proposed?
I don't think so. Maybe you're thinking of Jessica Tandy, Kathy Bates, fried green tomatoes.
I don't remember you guys.
Seth Rogen, Green Hornet.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting confused.
He's amazing in that.
But neither of us are Seth Rogen.
No,
You did Green Lantern.
It was
right?
definitely Green Lantern.
Right?
And in terms of where they would take the show, in terms of the stories that they would do, because all the DC TV shows, what you would consider the regular network stuff, Flash, Arrow, are doing a story as big as Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think that they could totally do Sinestro Corps War or even Blackest Night on HBO Max in a future season. It'd take them a long time to build up to that, so they'd have to go at least 4 or 5 seasons before they could attempt something like that. But you get the idea. Marvel is using their Disney Plus series to introduce a lot of Avengers characters, like Moon Knight is debuting on the Disney Plus series. They'll do the same thing with the Green Lantern characters on HBO Max. So you start with Hal Jordan, then you introduce Jon Stewart, then you get down to Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, then they'll start crossing them over with the DC movies when the opportunity presents itself. Like Green Lantern Hal Jordan doesn't need to be in the Black Adam movie or Shazam 2, but it would be really cool to see Green Lantern show up during the Flash movie when they eventually get around to making that. Then by the time they're ready to do a Justice League team-up, they've already spent all that time developing Green Lantern characters so that they can just show up in Justice League and everybody will understand who they are, where they come from, and they'll already be connected to those characters. But just in terms of when they would actually start production on this Green Lantern series, it sounds like they're going to start shooting it and casting it next year. I would assume as long as they start shooting it by the summer, that they can premiere it by spring 2021. But the really good news in all this is that there will be other big budget DC series that they'll do, stuff that they don't have time to do big movies for. So for all you people asking for a Batman Beyond movie, just because they're focusing so much on Robert Pattinson's Batman trilogy right now for the foreseeable future, they could totally do Batman Beyond on HBO Max. For all of you asking whether or not Green Lantern stuff is going to show up during Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think that there'll be some Easter eggs for Green Lantern stuff, but because they haven't cast any of the actual Green Lantern characters for the series, I don't expect any of those people to show up during Crisis on Infinite Earths. Just references to the Lantern Corps and the idea that Green Lanterns exist within the world of the Arrowverse. Recently, the Arrow TV show changed it so that John Diggle's canonical name is technically John Diggle Stewart, John Stewart. People have wondered for a long time if he would eventually become a Green Lantern character. They're filming all the Crisis on Infinite Earths big battle scenes in the last couple of weeks. We saw him in a costume that looks like it has some Simon Baz-style Green Lantern highlights on it. But like I said, I'm really only expecting Easter eggs for Green Lantern stuff and references. But everyone, let me know in the comments, what do you want the story to be for the Green Lantern series? I will do update videos because they'll be making more announcements about that later this year and early next year. I think the idea is to get it rolling so that they can actually show something off by Comic-Con next summer. Like here's some footage of our brand new Green Lanterns that are joining the DCEU. Congratulations, William P. You're the giveaway winner from my last big video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Everyone, click here for that brand new Avengers 5 announcement, and click here for the Suicide Squad teaser for James Gunn's movie. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.